All right, first of all, I just want to say thank y'all all for what y'all do and how much y'all mean to the veterans around here and how much easier y'all make my job being here to help veterans and their family members. I continue to see more and more widows in this area. So today we're going to discuss something that's near and dear to my heart is how to make sure the veteran benefits are maintained for funeral benefits and to give y'all a heads up what's going on in the state. First of all, I gave y'all one page that has 2 pages to it. It's front and back. It says federal funding received for future Tennessee State Veteran Cemetery at Parker's Crossroads. From where we live at here, it's easy for y'all to get to Memphis. And everybody else got one. It's easier for y'all to get to one in Memphis because it's closer by. And there's a national one there and there's a state one there. But then there's also, they're going to put one on the backside of Jackson from here, on the east of Jackson, at Parker's Crossroads. And what does that cover? That's going to cover middle Tennessee a little bit more. People have to go all the way to Nashville or be split. Because if you live in Jackson, you can go to Nashville, 120 miles, or you can go 80 miles to Memphis. Both of them are long distance if you want to see your loved one in the cemetery. So now they're putting one at Parker's Crossroads. They've been working on it a couple of years. And they finally got the grant covered. And probably by next year, 2017, they'll start putting their first individuals in it. So that's a real good thing about that area. They got all the donated money. They got the land already designed. Then they just got to develop the land and get it set and start working. So I just want to give y'all a heads up there. So if you got anybody living east of this area, that's something they may want to know. That they can go ahead and start pre-registering for that now. If you still want to go to the one in Memphis, you can pre-register for that. You can do that right here in my office. I do it on the computer. I make a copy of 214. I send it to you. Send it to the cemetery. When I do that, what it does is it establishes you to having a site already preset. So when you do pass away, the family member just got to go up there and say, yeah, you should be pre-registered for here. They'll look up in the computer, see it's already done. See it 214, and authorize you to be there. For the veteran, there's no cost. For the family member that goes with the veteran, i.e. spouse or child, it's about $700 per person. And right now, they're still stacking them on top of each other. So that's not a real hardship for anybody that does that. To do that, obviously you got to be active duty veteran with honorable discharge. And then that gets you in there pretty easy. And the only thing I will let you know, it's not free to get from where your body is to there. So whatever the funeral home charges you, that's between the family member and the funeral home. But to actually be in the cemetery is free. And you get a flag up there 2 or 3 times a year. Any questions on the cemetery? Pretty simple on that. The hard part about it, the only way you get there, you got to die. There's no trick to it. All right, the burial allowances.
Wait a minute, girls. Wait a minute.
I have this question quite often after the fact. Normally I get this question when I'm dealing with the children of a veteran. Most times the veteran has a spouse, they pretty much already got everything wrapped up. But when the veteran doesn't have a spouse available, I got a 40-year-old child trying to figure out how to bury their mother or father veteran. Benefits for the VA is to give them 1 or 2 ways. It's either non-service connected death or service connected death. If the death is service connected, for whatever reason, whether they applied for a disability or not, then they get $2,000 reimbursement. So example, if I had never seen a VA rep, never went to the VA hospital, but I went to Vietnam, because I was born in 69. I went to Vietnam, and I died due to a heart condition, which most Vietnam veterans know. If you went to Vietnam and you have a heart condition, it's a military fault. If I died due to a heart condition, the VA will give that family member reimbursed $2,000 for my funeral. And who's paid for a funeral lately? Nobody? Anybody seen a funeral less than $2,000? So it's not going to pay the whole funeral bill.
Yeah. $6,000.
Minimum $5,000-$6,000.
6 to 8,000.
But I will tell you all this secret, if you don't know. A funeral today is cheaper than what it's going to be tomorrow. I don't know any funeral home that's doing deals and sales that's 50% off. All funeral homes are not crooked. don't get return visitors.
No return
So
business.
they're not gonna lose business after they do your funeral. They may earn business. If they do you good, then you're gonna bring your kids, and then your kids, and how many kids you get. Just a word of advice, y'all take it for what you want. But that's what I've seen in the 8 years I've been doing it. I'm not in the market for trying to get the best funeral home. Cause the goal of me after I die is to get put in the ground. Nothing else. There's nothing else to it. I don't need a Cadillac or a gold coffin, nothing like that. Just gonna get put in the ground. Pretty much. You got, the cost is gonna be to open up a grave. Last when I checked, it was $500 to dig a hole. They wanted the hole dug, it would cost you $500 to dig, put it back in there. To put all the dirt back in there. So that's $1,000 just to open the hole. Now if you go to the cemetery, the state, it's free. Alright, but if you go anywhere else, it's $500.
And if you have a
Opening
police escort, it'll cost you $100 to $200. Jim Harger escorted my brother free because they were good friends. But they asked me, did I want my other brother escorted? I said, no. With his record, they think he's taking them to jail.
It's $2,000 for service-connected death, which you can see that on the bottom of this sheet here. If the death is not service-connected, it could be about $780 reimbursement. What I mean by not service-connected, means that the death was not due to anything happening in the military, but the veteran had to be drawing a paycheck from the VA. Whether it was service-connected, pension, or something like that. Only person that get reimbursed for funeral is if the veteran dies. If the veteran's spouse dies, there's no reimbursement. There's no VA benefits or funeral benefits for the spouse. But if the veteran died, there is. You also have, if the veteran dies at the VA nursing home, VA state home, VA hospital, then they'll reimburse a portion of the funeral too, to include what it costs to travel the body from the hospital to the funeral home. All that paperwork there, I can do it, and or the funeral home can do it. If the funeral home does it, the funeral home can have it set up so that the VA pays the funeral home, so they adjust your bill, because they know they're gonna get paid from the VA, or the funeral home can do it so the money goes back to you. That way they get paid by you directly and they're out of business, they just do the paperwork. It doesn't take long, it's one sheet of paper. Now, I just stated that the widow doesn't get funeral benefits. However, there's a trick to it, but it sucks. There is a way that a loved one can be reimbursed a portion of the widow's benefit for funeral, if and only if the VA owes that widow some money. So example, if I'm a widow of a veteran, okay, my wife is in the military, all right, if the VA owed me some money based on my wife's situation, all right, owed her some money rather, and vice versa. If my wife was already dead and I am her widow and I wasn't a veteran, all right, if I had been putting the claim in, it'd be approved, but they held someone back for some reason or another, and then I died. Then my son here could apply for what they call accrued benefits, and they'll reimburse my son either the price of the funeral or up to what the VA owed me prior to my death. That's the only way you can get the widow reimbursed for funeral, because it's called accrued benefits. Are there any questions about burial benefits or the cemetery? But you got service-connected death, which is about $2 grand, and you got non-service-connected death. If it's non-service-connected, then the veteran had to be drawing some kind of benefit. Veteran dies in Iraq, military, they're on active duty, they get $2,000, plus the VA covers, the military covers all the funeral anyway. $2,000 don't mean a whole lot, because they're gonna get a check for like $400 grand.
Now, Marilyn Oren that you took care of, Johnny had died about a month before she come in. And, you trying to get her benefits for the funeral and everything. She got $3,000 for the funeral, and she wanted me to thank you. And she got some more money besides that. She wanted me to thank you personally, so I thank you.
It ain't winning.
She's a good gal, and he was a good man, they was good.
Every everything dealing with funeral is not when, that's why I picked this month, it's not a holiday month that I know of, other than Labor Day. And we finna go into the holidays, and last year I told y'all how it just, the holidays are always rough for me. From November to February, the weather changes too fast, gets too cold. My individual rating, they have a hard time making it. And if they got loved ones they've lost, they go into depression, grandkids don't come by enough, all this other stuff, so we have a lot of funerals. So if you're working here during the next couple of months with me, keep your game face on, cause it's gonna be more and more cycles of individuals who have lost loved ones. Again, thank y'all all for what y'all do. There's no way I can do what I do here without all y'all support.
Did you ask the question about the nursing home up yonder?
I haven't had a chance to yet.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I go in the veterans nursing homes since he's 100% disabled?
Yes, you can. If he was not 100% service nigga, he can go in there.
So I can cancel my $360 a month long-term care insurance?
No, you cannot, because it's still gonna cost you to go in there.
It won't cost.
It won't cost him nothing for going there, but it will still cost you something.
Well, I will go a different one if he's in there.
You going there? If he goes in there, let me tell you a trick. If you, I don't know if I told you this. If your husband wants to go in there next year, this year, whatever, the very first week, the barber shop's gonna be full.
So women will be looking for him?
Cause they'll keep getting their hair done trying to get his attention. If you remember
He'll be
a couple
happy.
years ago when you was in high school, and all the girls saw that new guy checking in, it's worse in a nursing home. Because they have no filter in their brain. And they'll say what they wanna say, and they don't care, who cares about it? They just, and they do what they wanna do. And they're all up to
She would
the
have to
door.
pay if she went in.
Yes, she would.
She,
I didn't think she did.
now Mary Sharp said that the spouse that was, didn't have any, military would normally have to pay right at $7,500 a month. Yeah. If he was 70% or 100%, he doesn't pay a thing, they don't pay a thing, take anything out. But, the spouse, 74, right at 7,400.
It's up there.
I can keep you home cheaper than that.
It's up between $6,000 and $8,000. And then that's not including medications, trips to the doctor,
Yeah.
if you want specialized food and all that kind of stuff.
So they'll take my Medicare. Medicare pays some of nursing homes, don't they?
Only if you don't have any money.
Right.
If you have net worth over 2,000, they won't. So what I've been telling some of my individuals who are not broke, or they're low income rich, everything in your name, once you get over 60, get out your name. Cars, houses, just pretty much get out your name. Cause that way Medicaid, cause they got 5-year look back. So you hit about 60, 61, if they get Social Security started, unless you worry about somebody stealing it, you don't really, I mean, you can't take it with you. You just go ahead and write it off to somebody else now. I got about 13 more years. Right now, I don't have any kids I really think can deal with the issue of being,
You can give your career and give it to Wanda.